Chosen one, breathe for a moment and allow these words to reach you with the weight and truth they carry, because this is a message from God, arriving in perfect divine alignment. You are not here by accident. You are not listening by coincidence. This moment, right now, is intentionally placed on your path because your spirit has reached a level of readiness that your mind could not previously comprehend. Your spiritual awakening has opened a doorway, and through that doorway, God is sending you clarity, confirmation, and a prophetic reminder of who you truly are. This is sacred timing. This is divine calling. This is the whisper behind every battle you've survived. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season of unexpected wealth, abundance, and breakthrough. Not just material wealth, but the wealth of clarity, the wealth of strength, the wealth of purpose. This chapter will not resemble the struggles that came before it, because God is now positioning you to receive what was always meant for you, but required spiritual maturity to hold. You are entering a realm where blessings will arrive without warning, where paths will open without force, and where your light will finally be seen without distortion. Your alignment is shifting everything around you, even if you cannot see it yet. Chosen one, circle back to the very beginning of your journey. Remember the moments where you felt an invisible pull, where something inside you whispered that you were different, set apart, marked by purpose. That was God speaking. That was your destiny tugging at your soul. You did not imagine the guidance. You did not imagine the battles. You did not imagine the resistance. The war around you has always been real because your light has always been necessary. Darkness does not attack what is ordinary. It targets what is chosen. This message from God comes with authority, with gentleness, and with the depth of an older mentor who has walked long roads and understands long wars. It comes to remind you that you were never forgotten, that every delay was orchestration, and that every disappointment was redirection. Something greater has been forming beneath the surface. Something powerful has been building in silence, and now the heavens have begun to stir on your behalf. If you feel even a slight pull within your chest, comment 777 to seal your alignment, because that sensation is not imagination, it's confirmation. You have been prepared in ways you didn't even realize. The long nights, the internal battles, the quiet prayers, the moments where you questioned your worth, the times you felt unseen and unheard, all of it was shaping you into someone capable of carrying this new level of blessing. Your spiritual awakening was not a phase, it was a recalibration. Your divine calling was not a coincidence. It was an assignment placed on your life long before you took your first breath. And this message is here to remind you that the weight you feel is the evidence of your significance. So hear this with spiritual clarity. You were called, you were prepared, you were refined, and now you are being revealed. This is a message from God telling you that everything you have endured has brought you to this exact moment. Stand tall within your divine calling, because your time has come. Your breakthrough is not approaching, it is already unfolding. And as you step into this new season, carry this truth with unwavering certainty. You are the chosen one, and nothing formed against you will stop what God has declared over your life. Chosen one, there has been a shift in the spirit realm that you may not yet have language for, but you can feel it. It's that quiet stirring in your chest, that subtle sense of anticipation, that inner knowing that something unseen has repositioned itself around your life. This is not wishful thinking. This is not intuition alone. This is God restructuring the atmosphere on your behalf. The shift has already occurred, and you have already been moved, spiritually, energetically, and divinely, into a new corridor where abundance, recognition, and elevation are aligning themselves with your name. The shift in the spirit realm. This spiritual shift did not happen suddenly. It built quietly like a dawn rising before the world is awake. And without realizing it, you crossed a threshold. You stepped into a new vibrational field, one where the frequency of abundance now resonates with your healed identity. You are no longer aligned with lack, fear, or survival mode. You have shifted into alignment with overflow, clarity, and divine purpose. This new energetic corridor recognizes who you have become, not who you used to be. Behind the scenes, God has been rearranging circumstances that once felt confusing, painful, or completely out of your control. What you interpreted as delays were actually divine redirections. What looked like detours were strategic recalibrations. What felt like abandonment was preparation. God has been orchestrating everything with precision, positioning the right opportunities, the right connections, the right moments, and even the right endings. Every closed door was a protective shield. Every separation was an energetic cleansing. Every season of silence was an inner strengthening. Chosen one, God has seen your inner work. The healing no one applauded. The tears no one witnessed. The growth no one acknowledged. Heaven responds to authenticity, and because your heart shifted, the spirit realm shifted with you. Your internal awakening has activated external transformation. This is why you've been feeling a pull toward elevation. This is why old cycles began breaking without effort. This is why people, places, and patterns that once felt comfortable suddenly felt too small. The spirit realm moved you forward, and your soul followed. What you didn't realize is that every spiritual battle you survived was shaping you for the level of wealth, influence, and recognition that is now approaching. You had to fight through warfare because you were being groomed for a role that required spiritual resilience. God could not elevate you to this new chapter while your wounds were still open, while your fears still ruled you, while your past still chained your identity. The battles were brutal, but they were necessary. They refined you. They purged you. They transformed you into someone who can handle the magnitude of blessing on its way. There is a reason you have been sensing shifts in your energy. You felt waves of determination, bursts of clarity, moments of unexplainable peace. You felt a release from old emotional burdens. You felt a disconnect from people who no longer align with your purpose. These are signs of spiritual realignment. When God shifts things in the spirit realm, your inner world will always feel it first. Your breakthrough begins internally before it ever appears in your reality. Chosen one, you are stepping into a realm where things will begin to happen faster than you expect. This is because the alignment has already been completed in the spirit before it appears in the physical. You are walking into prepared blessings, prepared opportunities, and prepared elevation. What once felt blocked will now feel effortless. What once required force will now unfold naturally. You are no longer fighting for scraps. You are being positioned for the table God prepared for you long before your battles began. Chosen one, your life is about to accelerate. Your influence is about to expand. Your abundance is about to manifest in forms that will leave you speechless, not because you were lucky, but because God was intentional. Every spiritual battle was training. Every setback was shaping. Every moment you survived was proof that you were meant to step into a level of wealth and recognition you haven't even imagined yet. Understand this truth. God has moved you into an environment where blessings can find you. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer muted. You are no longer in waiting. The shift has already placed your name in rooms your feet have not yet entered. It has aligned your spirit with abundance that once felt unreachable. It has positioned you in a timeline where your growth, your healing, and your destiny finally converge. You are in the corridor now. The atmosphere has shifted, heaven has moved, and everything you've been prepared for is moving toward you with divine speed. Why God is positioning you for wealth now? Chosen one, the reason wealth is being positioned in your life at this very moment is far deeper than the physical blessings you may be expecting. This is not random prosperity. This is not sudden luck. This is not the universe finally being fair. What is coming to you is spiritual, intentional, and divinely timed. God does not release abundance until the vessel is ready. God does not elevate until the heart is aligned. God does not pour out wealth until the soul understands what wealth is truly meant to accomplish. And after everything you have walked through, everything you have survived, and everything you have surrendered, heaven has determined that you are ready now. Why now? Because your heart has shifted, because your spirit has matured, because your understanding has deepened. You are not the same person you were when you first prayed for breakthrough. You are not the same soul who asked God to bless you years ago. You have endured seasons of lack, seasons of waiting, seasons of confusion, and seasons where you questioned if God even remembered you. But through it all, you remained faithful, even when faith felt like walking through fire. You kept your integrity. You kept your humility. You kept your compassion. And God never overlooks a heart like yours. God needed your heart to be anchored in truth before placing abundance in your hands. Wealth without wisdom destroys. Wealth without grounding corrupts. Wealth without spiritual clarity becomes a trap. But wealth placed in the hands of the chosen one becomes transformation. It becomes impact. It becomes legacy. God is positioning you for wealth now because you have reached the spiritual awareness needed to handle it without losing yourself, without drifting from purpose, without abandoning your divine calling. Chosen one, wealth is not being released to you for ego. It is being released to you for purpose. You were never meant to receive abundance just to display it. You were meant to steward it. Everything about you now reflects someone who understands responsibility, alignment, and divine calling. The old version of you might have used blessings to soothe wounds or escape reality, but the awakened version of you, the spiritually mature, healed, sharpened version, understands that wealth is a tool, a resource, and a kingdom assignment. This is why God waited. This is why the blessings were delayed. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. You underwent a deep internal transformation. You shed old identities. You confronted your shadows. You healed wounds passed down through generations. You broke spiritual patterns that your ancestors never had the chance to overcome. These breakthroughs created energetic space for new blessings to enter. You didn't just grow, you grew into who you were always meant to be. And now that your inner world is stable, your external world can finally expand. Chosen one. The reason God is releasing wealth now is because you have proven that you can be trusted with it. You have walked through the wilderness without letting bitterness take root. You have experienced loss without letting greed form in your heart. You have experienced loneliness without abandoning compassion. You have faced spiritual warfare without compromising your character. You remained authentic, even when surrounded by people who betrayed you, misunderstood you, or took advantage of your kindness. God saw your restraint. God saw your discipline. God saw the way you protected your soul when it would have been easier to give in to darkness. This upcoming wealth is not simply financial. It is multidimensional. God is positioning you for emotional wealth, relational wealth, spiritual wealth, mental clarity, creative expansion, and opportunities that will elevate your entire life. This is holistic abundance, the kind that flows from alignment rather than effort, from purpose rather than hustle, from calling rather than desperation. You are stepping into a season where everything you have healed will manifest as everything you once lacked. Your wealth is tied to your purpose. Some chosen ones carry words. Some carry healing. Some carry creativity. Some carry leadership. And some, like you, are meant to carry provision. You are being positioned to become a source, someone who lifts, supports, builds, and transforms. There are people connected to your destiny who will rise because you rose. There are doors you will open that others never could. There are generational chains you will break, not just for yourself, but for those who come after you. Wealth is part of your assignment. It is part of your spiritual blueprint. It is part of why you were chosen in the first place. This is why God is positioning you for wealth now, because the time is right. Because you are ready. Because your purpose demands it. Because your divine calling has matured into its next level. And because heaven has declared that the season of lack is over for the chosen one. God is positioning you for wealth now because the world needs what you will do with it. The world needs your vision. The world needs your heart. The world needs the purity of your intentions. Abundance in your hands becomes ministry. Abundance in your hands becomes restoration. Abundance in your hands becomes elevation, not just for you, but for everyone connected to your light. Chosen one, understand this truth. Wealth is not arriving to change you. It is arriving because you have already changed. This is your validation. This is your confirmation. This is God acknowledging your growth, your obedience, and your unwavering spirit. You were destined for abundance, but destiny is only activated when the soul is aligned. And now, finally, fully, powerfully, you are aligned. The scenes used to have been entering a new abundance frequency. Chosen one, before abundance ever arrives in the physical realm, it first reveals itself spiritually. Wealth does not simply appear. It begins as a vibration, a shift, a pull from within that tells you something in your life is changing on an invisible level. You may not always recognize these signs at first, but your soul does. Your spirit responds long before your mind understands. And if you have been paying close attention, you've already felt the early markers of this transition. You've already stepped into the new abundance frequency without realizing it. One of the first signs is the shift in your intuition. Your inner voice has grown sharper, more direct, more confident. You can sense when something is meant for you and when something is not. You no longer force connections or cling to situations that drain you. You feel guided, sometimes gently, sometimes urgently, away from old patterns, old environments, old identities. This is not fear, this is divine intelligence. The closer you move toward your breakthrough, the louder your intuition becomes. God strengthens your spiritual hearing to prepare you for what's coming. Another sign is the way your dreams have changed. The chosen one often receives messages through the dream realm long before anything changes in waking life. You may be dreaming of movement, walking through doors, climbing stairs, traveling, flying, or entering new spaces. These are not random images. They are signals of ascension, symbols of elevation. You may also dream of people leaving, doors closing, or being separated from old versions of yourself. This is heaven showing you that what you're stepping into requires a different circle, a different mindset, a different vibration. Your energy has shifted in ways that even you cannot fully explain. You may feel restless at times, not in a negative way, but in a way that tells you something bigger is forming around you. You feel a pull, a stretching, an internal expansion. You've noticed that you can't stay in situations that feel stagnant anymore. You outgrow environments faster. You outgrow relationships faster. You outgrow old habits faster. This restlessness is spiritual confirmation that your frequency no longer matches where you were, and your spirit is preparing to match what is coming. Then there is the sudden removal of people or circumstances. This is one of the most misunderstood signs of abundance. Before God blesses a chosen one, He removes distractions, He removes attachments, He removes emotional noise. People fall away unexpectedly. Opportunities dissolve without warning. Situations end abruptly, and though it may feel like rejection, it is actually divine protection. You may not realize it now, but losing what was misaligned is creating space for what is meant to enter. Nothing taken from you in this season was part of your elevation. Chosen one, notice how your creativity has awakened. Notice how ideas arrive faster than before. Notice how solutions come to you with ease. Notice how you suddenly want to improve your life, your habits, your mindset. That is a frequency shift. You are aligning with abundance because abundance is aligning with you. Another undeniable sign is the desire for more, not from greed, not from insecurity, but from destiny. You are feeling this expansion internally because God is expanding your capacity. Your longing for more is tied to your calling. The vision in your heart is stretching because your soul knows what your mind hasn't yet witnessed. That desire is not selfishness, it is prophecy. You've also felt unusual clarity. The fog you once walked through has lifted. You now recognize what you deserve, what you desire, and what you will no longer tolerate. You see your power differently. You see your future differently. You see yourself differently. This clarity is a sign that your spirit has healed enough to see truth without distortion. Clarity always comes right before abundance, because you can't receive what you cannot recognize. Most importantly, you felt a divine peace, a calm that cannot be explained, even if everything around you seems uncertain. This peace is the strongest indicator of all, because peace is the atmosphere of abundance. When God is preparing you for breakthrough, He settles your spirit even if your circumstances haven't changed yet. Peace steps in before provision does. Chosen one, everything you've been feeling, every shift, every release, every surge of intuition, every restless night, every spark of clarity has been preparing you for what is manifesting now. You are tuning into a new frequency, one that matches your future rather than your past. Your spirit has already crossed the threshold. Your life is simply catching up to what has shifted in the unseen. Opportunities have also begun to appear in small but meaningful ways. A new connection, a conversation that resonates, a door that opens unexpectedly. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual breadcrumbs, markers that the path is unfolding before you. Breakthroughs usually begin with subtle signs that only the spiritually attuned can perceive. The abundance is not approaching. You are already standing in the energy of it. You are already resonating with the frequency of breakthrough. And soon, what has been happening spiritually will appear undeniably in the physical. The battles that prepared you, chosen one, the path that led you to this moment was not gentle, not simple, and not easy. It was marked by battles that felt heavier than your shoulders could carry. Yet here you stand, stronger, wiser, spiritually alert, and far more prepared than you ever imagined. What you lived through was not punishment. It was preparation. Everything you survived was shaping you into someone who could hold abundance without being consumed by it. Someone who could stand in blessing without losing themselves. Someone who could rise without collapsing under pressure. To receive abundance, you must first prepare your mind. Wealth requires mental expansion. It requires you to think beyond fear, beyond scarcity, beyond the patterns you inherited from survival or past struggle. God's message for you in this season is clear. The limitations of your past cannot accompany the blessings of your future. The mindset that kept you safe during hardship is not the mindset that will help you grow during expansion. Spiritual awakening means you must embrace new thoughts, thoughts rooted in openness, receptivity, and expectation rather than doubt or hesitation. Stepping into your divine abundance. Chosen one, stepping into your divine abundance is not just about receiving wealth. It is about becoming the version of yourself who is prepared to carry it with wisdom, humility, and purpose. Abundance is not random. It does not fall on just anyone. It arrives when your inner world rises into alignment with what God has already set aside for you. The wealth that is coming to you is not accidental. It is divinely assigned, and your spirit has been prepared for this moment long before you consciously realized it. Emotionally, you must allow yourself to feel worthy of what is coming. Many chosen ones carry silent shame around money, often believing that wanting more is selfish or unspiritual, but desire is not greed. Craving stability, peace, financial freedom, and the ability to bless others is not wrong. It is part of your divine calling. God does not elevate you so you can shrink into guilt. God elevates you so you can experience the fullness of your purpose, and that includes abundance. Release the shame. Release the quiet fear that whispers, "This is too much for me." You were created with the capacity to handle blessing. Spiritually, alignment requires discipline. You cannot walk into abundance unconsciously. You must be attentive to your thoughts, your intentions, your habits, and your energy. Divine abundance flows into a life that is prepared to steward it. That means clarity. Clarity about what you want, clarity about your values, clarity about your purpose. When you are disciplined in mind and spirit, you create a container strong enough to carry the blessing you've prayed for. Discipline is not restriction. Discipline is preparation. Chosen one, readiness is also an emotional posture. It is learning to trust that God does not give you anything you are unprepared to handle. Every challenge that once felt like it was breaking you was actually shaping you. Every season of waiting was building spiritual muscle. Every delay was creating inner stability. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. And now, as you step into your divine abundance, that inner strength becomes your foundation. You are not receiving this blessing blindly, you are receiving it intentionally, with wisdom earned through experience. A major part of stepping into abundance is releasing old beliefs about money. Many chosen ones unconsciously carry generational narratives of not enough, barely enough, or just survive. Those narratives are not yours anymore. You have outgrown them. God is calling you into expansion, not restriction. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you align with. And alignment means letting go of any belief that tells you abundance is out of reach or inappropriate for someone like you. Money is not the enemy. The mindset that rejects abundance is. Let yourself feel safe with wealth. Let yourself feel prepared to manage it well. Let yourself feel grateful without guilt. The more you spiritually align with abundance, the more naturally it flows into your life. This is how divine energy works. It responds to openness, clarity, and intention. When your inner world expands, your outer world follows. Chosen one, abundance is not simply allowed for you, it is written into your destiny. It is a part of your spiritual contract. Your divine calling includes elevations that will support your purpose, your growth, your stability, and your ability to uplift others. God is preparing to place you in a position where you no longer think about survival, you think about impact. You think about legacy, you think about service. When abundance enters hands that are humble and heart-centered, it becomes a force for transformation. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season where your mind, heart, and spirit are expanding simultaneously. You are preparing not just to receive wealth, but to carry it with intention, humility, and divine purpose. Release the fear, release the shame. Release the limiting beliefs that once kept you in survival mode. You are not entering abundance by accident, you are entering it because you were chosen for it. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with clarity. Walk forward knowing that your divine abundance is not ahead of you, it is rising within you, ready to manifest into your reality. As you prepare to step into this new realm, remember this: faith is your gateway, not force, not anxious effort, not fear-driven striving. Faith that what is meant for you is already moving toward you. Faith that what God prepares cannot be taken away. Faith that your alignment is unfolding perfectly, even in the moments when you cannot see the full picture. Faith is the bridge between who you have been and who you are becoming. Chosen one, as you step into the abundance that God has prepared for you, it is vital to understand that wealth is not merely for comfort or personal gain. Divine abundance carries a sacred responsibility. It is a tool, a resource, and a form of spiritual currency that amplifies purpose, influence, and impact. The power you are about to receive is not neutral. It reflects the integrity of your heart, the clarity of your calling, and the depth of your faith. How you manage it will determine how it shapes your life, the lives of others, and the generations that follow. The responsibility of a chosen one with wealth. Wealth, when aligned with divine calling, is a multiplier of your spiritual influence. Every gift, every connection, every opportunity you steward faithfully expands beyond you. The abundance in your hands can elevate others, lifting them into opportunities they could not have accessed alone, supporting them in ways that honor their own God-given purpose. This is why chosen ones are entrusted with resources, because your blessing is never meant to be contained within your own life. It is meant to overflow, creating ripples of transformation that extend far beyond your personal sphere. As a steward of divine wealth, your responsibility begins with intention. Every financial decision, every investment of time or energy is an opportunity to honor God's message. Do not allow abundance to become a distraction from your purpose or a means to indulge ego. Your wealth is meant to build, restore, and impact. It is meant to reflect your alignment with God and the integrity of your character. The chosen one understands that with elevation comes accountability, not in fear, but in honor. Your decisions carry weight because your influence carries weight. Moreover, your resources have the power to shift environments and communities. The chosen one does not hoard blessings. They use them to create conditions where others can thrive. Whether through mentorship, charitable works, leadership, or simply being a conduit of provision, your abundance becomes a platform for influence. It becomes a voice for change, a source of hope, and a demonstration of God's faithfulness. The ripple effect of your alignment with wealth is spiritual, emotional, and tangible, touching every corner of the world your life intersects. Your abundance will have the power to heal and transform your family line. Generational patterns of lack, limitation, or scarcity can be broken through the intentional stewardship of wealth. What was once a struggle for your ancestors becomes a legacy of stability, opportunity, and spiritual elevation. The investments you make today, financial, emotional, or spiritual, are not only for your benefit, but for the generations that follow. Your elevation is a declaration that God's favor is not temporary. It is generational, and your responsibility is to steward it wisely. Leadership comes naturally with divine abundance, but it requires courage. The chosen one must lead without fear, not out of pride, but out of understanding that God has entrusted you with these resources for a reason. Fear dilutes purpose. Hesitation limits impact. Embrace your role as a leader who can make decisions that honor God, serve others, and build sustainable influence. Your example will teach others how to carry blessing without compromise, how to steward resources with integrity, and how to expand their own potential through alignment with divine calling. Your abundance also reflects your spiritual maturity. Wealth is not merely a reward, it is a test of character and an invitation to expand your faith. You are being positioned to operate in generosity, to practice discernment, and to maintain humility even as doors open and opportunities multiply. The way you manage what God entrusts to you will define the scope of your legacy. Chosen ones who fail to steward their blessings with wisdom often find that what came easily can vanish if it is mismanaged. But those who walk in alignment, gratitude, and purpose ensure that their abundance is eternal, impactful, and spiritually fruitful. Finally, remember that your divine calling is inseparable from your wealth. Every dollar, every connection, every opportunity is a tool to amplify your purpose. As you navigate this season, allow abundance to strengthen your calling rather than distract from it. Keep your heart aligned with the vision God placed within you. Honor your gifts by sharing them, using them wisely, and trusting that every investment in others is an investment in God's kingdom. Chosen one, the responsibility of wealth is sacred, profound, and transformational. Embrace it fully, with clarity, courage, and love. Your abundance is not only a reflection of what you have received, it is a reflection of who you are becoming. Steward it well, for your life, your family, your community, and your legacy depend on it. Walk boldly into this season and let the ripples of your elevation honor God's message, fulfill your purpose, and transform the world around you. Chosen one, as this message reaches you, understand this truth. Your breakthrough is already unfolding in the unseen realm. What you have been waiting for is not a distant dream. It is active, moving, and aligning with precision that only God could orchestrate. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, every battle you endured, every season of waiting, and every moment of faithful surrender has brought you to this exact point. Heaven has been at work on your behalf, arranging the people, the opportunities, the resources, and the circumstances that will converge perfectly in your life. Closing transmission. Chosen one, take a moment and feel the weight of this truth. You are aligned with destiny. You are not too late. You are not too early. And you are not overlooked. The unseen forces of heaven are converging to fulfill the promises whispered into your soul. You are moving into a season where abundance, wealth, recognition, and influence will flow to you in ways that honor your purpose and expand your ability to impact the world. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is divine timing. This is God's intentional plan for the one He has called, the one He has prepared, the one He has refined. If your heart resonates with this message, if your spirit feels the stirrings of truth, comment 777 to seal your alignment. Let it be a declaration to yourself and the universe that you recognize the shift, that you are awake to the movement of heaven, and that you are ready to receive all that God has prepared for you. This is your confirmation, your marker, and your spiritual acknowledgement that you are walking in the pathway already laid for you. You are not imagining this shift. You are not hoping in vain. You are stepping into the fulfillment of your divine calling. God is aligning every detail, even those invisible to the human eye, so that when doors open, they will require no force, only your presence. Every connection, every message, every invitation, and every sign is moving in your favor. What seemed random or delayed was always divinely orchestrated. The spiritual realm has already set the stage for your elevation, and your role now is to recognize it, step into it, and walk forward with faith, clarity, and readiness. Remain in peace, even as everything around you begins to change. Remain confident, even if the manifestation has not yet appeared. Trust that the unseen alignment is working faster and more accurately than your mind can calculate. Allow the assurance of divine abundance to settle in your spirit. There is no need to strive beyond the measure God has placed in your hands. The energy of heaven is supporting you, guiding you, and opening the channels necessary for your elevation. Chosen one, you have endured. You have remained faithful. You have grown, healed, and prepared your heart for this moment. Now the universe bends toward you, not as a favor, but as a fulfillment of divine intention. Your breakthrough will arrive in ways that are beyond logic, beyond expectation, and beyond human timing. It is aligned with every spiritual truth you have learned, every battle you have survived, and every alignment your soul has received. Receive this blessing with clarity and certainty. You are the chosen one. You are called. You are prepared. You are aligned. You are stepping fully into your divine abundance. May every door open at the perfect time. May every blessing find you ready. May your heart remain humble and your vision expansive. May your influence ripple outward, transforming not only your life, but the lives of those you touch.